You know what, y'all? Some part of me wanted to see what it was, the difference between going live on the media that certain people control and going live on the media that they don't control. Because I wanted to see, what spiritually, what would happen if I was on some media controlled by people who do evil things. Not necessarily because I want to be, because I just want to see the difference. Um, in the spiritual natures of the people and how that influences how we project it when we go live on the media spaces. I I notice it's a difference too, because going live, I'm not going live, but like being on media, that um, that certain people control. I notice that whenever I'm live on there, the things that I say, um, it's easy to be manipulated. I guess the algorithms, I still wear my, even though I do shave my head, I still wear my, I don't know, this is comfort when I wear this. So excuse me. I do notice though that when we go live on the ones that certain people control, um, it's easier. Like there's no, right now it's going okay. It's going okay. I started off painting and then now I'm just going live. Just to be, because I'm wide awake. I slept. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I wanted to see the difference. I actually I am cultivating. Thank you. I'm still working on it. So if I'm still awake and probably about, I'm gonna say about 1 o'clock, then I'll be back on live painting again. Kingsman? No. What's that about? I might watch it. I don't know if any of you, let me see, I may recognize the name that watch me paint. Since I've started painting at night, and I usually paint overnight. Right now, it's 12:50. Is it 12:50 a.m. or 12:50 p.m. for you? Because for me, it's 12:50 a.m. Somebody in Texas. I'm from Texas, so you from where I'm from. I'm from Missouri County. What part of Texas you from? Oh, New Mexico? I know someone from New Mexico. I know a family from there. I know a few families from there. Well, yeah, I just decided to go live since taking a break from my painting. But like I said, if I'm still awake, if it's 1 o'clock, I'll go back to painting. Fort Worth, okay. You're on the other side, I think. Where it's dry. And yeah, I was up. 151. Yeah, I'll be up sometime. I decided to change my timeline to tell you the truth. The honesty was I was experiencing something and that was kind of keeping me up at night. And I paint anyway, so I decided to change and stay up at night and be sleep in the day. Okay, hot in the summer. New York. I visited New York last year. I had a really nice trip. And I was the only one vegan on the trip, and all my food was good. I loved everything I ate. And everybody who wasn't vegan didn't like their food a bunch of the time. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I gotta be real, when you're really tired, like I stay up all night and paint all night. So by the time I do get to sleep, I'm really sleepy. Hello, how are you? Are you in the United States, Mohit? India. You draw all night? Yeah, I got some drawings too. And since you mentioned drawing, I might do some drawings instead of because I've been working on the paintings. But when you're painting, I don't know if you know when you're painting, when you get to a place where you just like want to work on something else, just change your attention. So I think I'm gonna do a drawing tonight. I know, but you know what? For one, um, it's not gonna be what people think it's gonna be. I think he's just doing a bunch of stuff. The thing about oh, you have a lot of drawings. You just say my opinion about U.S. politics. Oh, what's subs? What's 500 subs? I grew up in Texas. I grew up in right outside of Houston in Missouri County, and Southwest Houston. Thank you. The 18% taxes. East Side, Texas. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind paying taxes if they did things for the people, though. Like, we could pay more taxes if they actually went toward the things that we actually want. And because they don't be going towards the things we want, it's so easy for them to say, to get people to not want to pay taxes. Oakland, okay, I had a girl from Oakland that y'all might know because she's gotten very popular. It's Senzaki Shungay's daughter, Savannah. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you say my three favorite movies, and I'll answer the question too about the politics. My three favorite movies. What's the one that about the homie tribe? The one about the Dahomey tribe, the Woman King is one of my favorites. Um, One of them is a really old movie. All right, so just on live. Well, for anybody that sees Alive, I was asked about my favorite movies, and Paris Blues was the second one. And I don't know, and I haven't seen any lately, so I don't know. I gotta think about what the last one was. It used to be Pride and Prejudice, but I don't know. I guess I ain't into that anymore. It still may be one of my favorite movies, though. And I don't know if the same folks are on who were on before when it was interrupted. But I did, I guess I can't get my, but yeah, let me see. If I think of a third movie, I don't know. And it's odd because I don't see, okay, I will tell you this. My experience as a brown woman and watching movies, when I got to a certain age, I wanted to see more brown women in certain roles. So a lot of the movies that I was liking, I mean, a lot of things, I don't know, not to say that I didn't like certain movies. Like, for instance, Pride and Prejudice was one of my favorite movies. And then once I got to a certain age, it wasn't one of my favorite movies anymore. And then The Woman King was instead of that because I like movies like The Woman King more than I like movies like Pride and Prejudice. And now I find that those are the kind of movies that are my favorite movies. Because I think that brown women are really, they do very heroic things every single day. And they're so underrepresented in those roles in the movies. And then I still get kind of angry now because I feel like there were a bunch of people who helped to perpetuate, to take them out of those roles or to keep them out of those roles and to put them in different roles and just brown people as well. So then I didn't like the entertainers. And this is like before I knew anything about like witchcraft. Now that I know about witchcraft, I don't like any of them. But before I knew anything about witchcraft, I didn't like the kind of movies that they were doing. Oh, right now, just painting and different, different things, different kind of art things. I'm moving to a home. I'm moving to start a homestead, to start an organic farm. So, uh, normally I'm doing paintings or drawings or, those are the kind of things I try to get into. Some sort of way to make a living off of. Yeah, but I guess for a while I wasn't really doing a lot of art. So saying I'm an artist now, and then I haven't sold a whole bunch of art. But then I'm an artist now because now I'm back into doing art again. So I think I feel more comfortable just saying I'm an artist when I sell some more art. But I'm an artist anyway, so. And yeah, I'm okay. I think he's coming off, but I try to keep it on. Let's see. But yeah, I'm okay. And you know what? I'm good today. I'm really great. Yesterday, I didn't know if I was okay. Oh, if I do look stressed out, that's because I had kind of a stressed out day. And then I came home and I took a nap. And I started painting, and then now I feel better. But I had a stressed out day. In my stressed out day, um, no, I live with myself. But I don't mind living with my family. I think it wouldn't be too bad to live. I do. I have family. I do. I am a loved person. Oh no, I'm not married. No, but I'm a loved person. So I'm loved. Um, although I'm not exactly mated. Hey, hey, yes. So right now it's about 107. I'll give it about 3 more minutes, and then I'll probably set up to paint again, and I'll set up. What do you mean? What's next? Next, as in what? I mean, if you mean what's next in a minute, means like, okay. Well, I don't ever mean because I'm not average, but um, uh, right now I'm being myself. I mean, to say what's next for me, I don't even know what that term. To say what that term is, do I have something to do, or am I doing something? Yeah, I'm doing an organic farm. To have dreams, you have to be asleep, and I'm wide awake. So, um, but I do dream, and like I said, I'm farming. I've been wanting to farm for years, and I have the land, so I'm doing the farm. And I'm normally fruitarian, so I would normally be making all kinds of fruitarian things and, natural makeup, natural everything, and eating anything. I mean, eating everything uncooked and raw. So I want to go back to being fruitarian, and I really want to do farming, so that came together for me. I am 47. Do I look 47? I don't know what I look like with my hair shaved. You don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that. Okay, 35, 37. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's my next thing is farming. I'm still painting, so I'm always painting, and I'm writing more. And I have all these things, these books that I started and didn't finish, and then my poetry. And I guess my next thing is publishing my poems and some of my writing. And it's a bunch of things. I guess I don't get into the whole, there are so many things that I don't care for anymore. When I was younger, I thought we were supposed to be doing certain things that now I know is outrageous. And we live in this society, we live in this environment where people are being unalived daily, and that's insane. And lately, more and more, the honesty of how insane that is. Oh no, I was married before. I was married before, and I'm not married anymore. And I have a kid. So it's not that I've never been. Um, yeah, you could say. And it's odd because it's not officially, but I am. I've been divorced for a while. So how's everybody today? Are you all awake for fun? Are you awake because you want to sleep and you can't sleep? I can see it's time too. Yeah, basically separated for a while. A long time actually, about 10 years. So yeah, I do. I have a kid. I don't know if you could hear me because you're asking twice. Or I answered and then you ask again. Y'all, I had this day that was like, well, I don't have an attitude either. But it's just I said it before and then you asked again. But I had this day where I'm telling you, I'm having a much better day than the day I was having. But I did sleep a bunch of it because when I came home, I went to sleep because I was so tired after that. But I was fasting for about 3 days and not on purpose. And not because I didn't have any food, but just I was having a time. And I went out today. Are you okay? Good. I went out today and I just started having this experience that dramatically changed once I got back into my house. And so once I got back in my house and I immediately had to fall asleep. I took a nap because like for 3 days I was walking around in my house. You know, I've been painting, so I was transitioning from one thing to being up all night and sleeping during the day. Colorado. But I think it was affecting me. And then I'm taking like this over the counter stuff. And I think it was affecting me where I wasn't really keeping track of what I was eating and what I wasn't eating. And I kept thinking I was eating when I wasn't eating. And I think one day, the whole day, I think in 2 days, I had one avocado because I kept forgetting that I hadn't eaten. I think I had an avocado and three, what are those the little tomato things with the olive oil? And they call sun-dried tomatoes. So I had like three sun-dried tomatoes and an avocado in 3 days because I was forgetting that I hadn't eaten. I was up all night painting, and then I would be asleep during the day. Yeah, and then, but I didn't intend to not eat. I just didn't know that I hadn't eaten. And then I was taking something over the counter where I have to eat. And so I wasn't eating, I was taking that stuff. And it wasn't making me feel like I was hungry. So I wasn't hungry, but I wasn't eating at the same time. And so by the time I got to the third day, which was like this morning, And I got up. I was feeling some kind of way where I didn't know, like I didn't know what was happening to me. And then I started having these like experiences, and I was exercising and I was full of energy. I mean, I filled with energy, even though I hadn't eaten. I mean, that's all I ate in 3 days was an avocado and 3 sun-dried tomatoes. But I woke up full of energy, and I was bursting with energy, and I was running, and I was like, I don't know why I had so much energy because I hadn't eaten or anything, and something was telling me like I need to eat. And I kept trying to remember, did I eat or did I not eat? Because for some reason, for 3 days, something was messing with me so that I wouldn't eat. And that was crazy. So I finally, I went out and I got something I really wanted to eat. And then once I ate, I felt so much better. And I fell asleep. Cherries, just raw cherries, is my favorite thing to eat. Okay, y'all, it's 1:17. So I'm going to set up the paint again. Because I was supposed to set up the paint at 1. But I was just relaxing because I was up. I was up. Yeah, I've tried Indian food. And what I've tried was delicious. I tried Indian food that someone cooked at their home, and it was really good. But my favorite food is African. And I mean, now I'm going back vegetarian the way I normally am, but and I don't eat flesh food at all. So I don't ever eat any kind of flesh of anything, not cow. We're not supposed to eat any of that stuff. And then you can't kill anything kosher. If kosher is really supposed to be that you wait till the animal dies and then eat it. But before, my favorite food was African food. It's the best food too. Now I'm vegan. I'm actually vegan and then going vegetarian again. So, but I don't eat any eggs. I don't eat any cheese. That's all flesh food to me. It's all things that have what the animal went through before they killed it in there. Okay, y'all. What is it? 118. Is anybody else up for any other reason? No. Mohit, are you up because you're just up? Well, I guess it's the daytime in India, isn't it? But they eat a lot of cheese in India too, though, don't they? They don't just eat, when they eat vegetarian, they eat a lot of cheese. And see, I don't think eating cheese is vegetarian. I feel like eating cheese is eating flesh food. But y'all dairy products are probably pretty good because y'all don't eat cows. You don't eat steak, do you? And yeah, so, really, y'all are not really eating the bad part about eating cheese if you don't eat the cows. See, and I'm not going to let anybody eat my cows either. I mean, maybe if they died already, but, I'll let some people have them. Because I don't think they care after they don't use the body anymore. But as long as my cows are living, I won't let people eat them. Yeah, and you probably don't kill the kids. And all. See, I wouldn't kill the babies or anything if I got some milk from my cows. And I feel like that's the way dairy should be, eating as a delicacy or as something that we get when the cow is pregnant naturally. And the cow should live their whole lives. Matter of fact, that's not just how I feel. I know that's the way it's supposed to be. And so when I have, having cows, I'm not gonna let anybody eat mine. Right, right. And I wonder about those people who have to, um, like manipulate the cows, masturbate the cows, and those different animals in order to get them pregnant. And it's such an odd, thing to have to do to an animal. It seems so unnatural to have to do a thing like that. Unless the animal is endangered, it just seems so unnatural. Yeah, they are. It's a bunch, they are. And then, it's hard to people here, they kind of got sold into thinking that it's good to eat flesh food. They actually act like it's a healthy thing, but it's the most, probably, I think it's the most unhealthy thing, more unhealthy than sugar, any of that. It's good. That's good. And I'll do, like, my farm will be organic, so I'll do the natural hybridization too. And then I can't believe, once people know about chicken, I feel differently about any person who's willing to eat eggs when they know how they treat the chickens. Vegan, I decided when I was in school. I knew I wanted to be vegan probably in the fourth grade, fourth or fifth grade. I knew I wanted to be fruitarian when I was 19. I also feel differently about people who, um, just certain things that happen to the animals at the farm. I feel like if people are not as compassionate, I feel so differently about them, especially like the way they do the chicks. When they don't even know which ones are boys and which ones are girls, and the way they do those chicks. And then they feed them back to themselves, which is completely satanic. Nah, not really, but we're getting more as we go. And then most of the time when we want to eat vegan, is we got to look online for recipes and stuff. It's not readily available. And then, like the vegan restaurants here in the US are not as tasty. Well, no, I won't say that because in New York, there are some really tasty vegan restaurants. When I went to New York, everything that I ate, which was vegan, was great. And it was the people with me who were eating flesh food that didn't like any of the stuff they were eating. But when I went to vegan restaurants in Texas and like different states, it didn't taste good. And I'm one of those people, if I make it better at home, I'll eat at home. Oh, I believe that. I believe it. And when I ate at the vegan restaurant, no, it wasn't a vegan restaurant. It was Indian. When I ate at the Indian person's house, the food was good, but it was at that time I don't think most of it was vegetarian, and it was very good food. I don't know if it was vegan. I don't think it was vegan, but most of it was, but it was all vegetarian except like one dish. But all the food was tasty. Okay, y'all, it is 1:25 here. And I was just on to see what people were doing. When you say much divided, do you mean like by the caste system? They still have that? Because I see a lot of things, it seems like they were just trying to dismiss it. And I just haven't looked into it or looked on any of Indian news lately. So they don't have it anymore. That's good. Are you saying no because they don't have it? And then I saw some odd stuff, like the policeman slapping them and that kind of thing. You know how do you put that kind of stuff on the media? And I wonder, like, are those? I could imagine, like, at some point that was real. I'm saying, so I know it was real at some point, but for them to put that on any days like recently, the last few years, um, I feel like that's probably not real. Is that staged when they do that? When they put on where the police are slapping the citizens because in a different case? Like within the last 5 years, would that have been something that was faked or something that they were really doing within the last 5 years? But you're saying you're not, so I'm gonna just assume. I feel like probably not. And I felt like maybe that was fake or something old I was seeing. Yeah, okay, so it's 127. I'm gonna set up the paint. Okay. Well, that's good. It's good. I could see that they were changing. I usually watch the news over in that part of the world too. I find that if I watch alternative news, I actually get more truthful stories about the things here too. I think, watching news here is like it's all music and drama. And then it's like some of the stuff that they saying is so biased. But if I watch news there, it's the news. And I find that I like it much better. You know, when I'm looking for knowledge, and I'm looking for knowledge, and I wonder, I feel better. Even though it's not as sensationalized, I don't hear the music and that kind of thing. And I don't like the music, that I hear. Because, I'm like one of those people. I remember in the 50s, I mean, you're in India, so here, and like, you look at the old movies from the 50s and the 60s and the 40s, they were saying things like, that's the devil's music. And I feel like that now in the 2025, I don't listen to any new music from the United States. And a whole lot, not a whole lot from a lot of other places too, because I feel like that's the devil's music. Because Satanists are making the music. And I've realized after a bunch of research and really like looking, having to research things about things that were related to what was happening to me. Um, that's what they were talking about. They were saying that it's satanic people were making the music and they were doing rituals to make the music. And they were saying that's the devil's music and only listen to gospel music and some people, I can't, I honestly don't believe and can't believe that all of them are only talking about listening to gospel music because I know my people were more spiritual than that. Yeah, I don't listen to gospel music either now because I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not a Christian person because Christianity came off of Catholicism, and Catholicism is Satanism. And then all the saints that the churches were founded on were Satanists. So I don't listen to any gospel, but um, I'm getting back into writing. I used to write songs, so I'm probably gonna write my own songs and sing my own songs. And I don't really want to be a part of the industry. They base so much off of Satanism. I don't have an interest in it. And I haven't had an interest since my 20s. I realized when I was in my early 20s, I looked at them people and I was like, those aren't celebrities. And I started looking at metaphysicians and I realized that metaphysicians were celebrities. to me because I got so excited about metaphysicians and the things that they were saying and about spirituality, and not Christianity, because I stopped being Christian at like 20 years old. And so once I started doing that, the metaphysicians were my, like Phil Valentine or Layla Africa, Delbert Blair, and Terrence McKenna. Listening to Terrence McKenna speak used to like, ooh, used to feel good to me. And I don't look at them as celebrities no more. Yeah, I don't listen to her because she's very much satanic, very evil person. So I don't listen to her at all. No, not at all. I don't listen to Beyonce at all. She's very satanic, very evil, and I don't listen to her music. And I remember, like, I remember, I stopped listening to her music without even knowing that she was doing a lot of Satanism, that kind of thing. And I realized that everybody that I stopped listening to like that, it turned out they were evil. But yeah, very evil person, because she's a very evil person. They do, when people do satanic rituals, they do the horrible things, do terrible, terrible things. Satanic rituals, that kind of thing. And they talk about it and they brag about it. And if a person is a Satanist, they brag about that stuff. And the more they brag, the more they get out of it. Like, you remember her drummer? Her drummer was telling everybody what it is that they were doing. Well, that's real SRA. That's what happens when people do witchcraft. Yeah, basically a witch. And so, and then I felt terrible because, you know, the way the U.S. laws are, even though a whole lot of the politicians are, because of the U.S. politicians being filled with witchcraft, they don't make laws against witchcraft. So the way that it is here, I know, I know. I do know. And, you know, and realistically, I started talking about it publicly and they started attacking me. So that's really how I know. I went through something where I experienced SRA and they started attacking me because I started talking about it publicly. And the things that they do, especially if the person practices sex magic, is projecting things like pedophilia, projecting things like those people, you know, they project rape. It's like being molested as an adult. I don't know. I don't know if it's people who are afraid, but they shouldn't be. But I do think that people shouldn't be afraid. You know, I experienced some really terrible things with SRA, and I'm not afraid. And I know that people should not be afraid, because really we're a mountain of strength together. And I'm not afraid because of my connections and their beings also, because I'm spiritual too. I'm being kept alive and I'm being shown a bunch of things. But the way they do it, we it's a cultivation, because as a people, we got to be strong enough. See, we're getting ready to, you understand, we're getting ready to evolve. When we get ready to evolve, our next level is going to be out of planetary travel. But we can't do that with the people that people are calling the leaders, the world leaders. A bunch of those are not going to lead us there because they're doing a lot of satanic things. And the way for out of planetary travel is to evolve, and the way to evolve is to do with loving. If you want to go to another planet, these planets are living beings. And see, everybody don't, you know, having the satanic be the leaders and having them be the ones who arrange or who manipulate the way people learn and what people know. You know, they don't look at these planets like they're living beings, but the Earth is a living being and other planets are living beings. And in order for us to go to another planet or be invited, guided to another planet, it's about us making friends with the earth, making friends with the stars. The stars will be the ones who will tell us how to get there and how to get back, who will guide us on what to make. You know, they're stars, they're beings on the stars. And so all of those beings are way more dimensional. They're, 6, 7, 8. You're talking about way high dimensionality. So when they speak, they can speak to beings on Earth, beings on Jupiter, beings on Mars. I mean, there are beings on other planets, but their dimensionality is different. And so when you have a different dimensionality, you could relate it kind of like being an ant and having, like an ant has antenna for eyes rather than eyes. So when an ant walks around, an ant doesn't see things. An ant can only feel what's on the antenna, because what the ant has to navigate is not equipped to perceive everything that we perceive with the eyes that we're equipped to navigate with. So it's kind of related to that. We do have eyes, but those other beings have way more perception. They're way more dimensional. So as we walk around, we perceive certain things, but the things that we perceive, everything is a part of something else. Like I'm a part of a being, and that being's dimensionality is such that as I'm walking around being that being, I'm interacting with other beings and other people who are part of other beings. And see, we have to make friends and to perceive those kind of things for those beings to teach us. Because every single thing that we learn, we're going to learn from something more dimensional. But while we do that, the thing that I realized is having other beings in the consciousness that are more dimensional means that they can be kind beings or they could be evil beings. And so some people connect with beings who are not kind. And when they connect with those beings and those beings do terrible things, they can be a hindrance, because anything that's evil, put it like this, more dimensional beings have the power to, I mean, it's their choice. It's their choice to interact with something less dimensional in a compassionate way or uncompassionate way. So if they decide, if they're uncompassionate, then that could, do a lot of damage or hinder us or hinder people in a way, you see. And what I learned from, having a connection and being able to perceive all of the beings that I perceive, because once they do connect with us, if they do in a compassionate way, that's an invitation to perceive that dimensionality. So, being invited to perceive that dimensionality means that now that person is on another kind of dimensional level. And it makes more worlds that the person is on. So being on those worlds and connected with those beings and being able to perceive, the general population don't perceive all of those beings all the time like some of the other people in the population do. Like some of us perceive all the time, and some of us, some people walk around and they don't perceive that. Well, that's a hindrance to being us evolving and being out of planetary, because we're going to have to, everything that we learn from something more dimensional. And so to be out of planetary, we learn what to build to be in the atmosphere that we want to transverse. And so we'll have to be invited to be out of dimensional. And I know I was invited, but there's a whole bunch of people in the population who are not invited. And so cultivating people getting that invitation to be more, to be out of planetary, is being hindered by beings that are not compassionate and people who are not compassionate. And so it's been a tough job, but then I do understand also that, from those beings I'm being taught all the time, that if that we as people have to be strong enough um, to do that. Okay, so you're gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna get some rest because either that or I'm gonna set up the paint because I said I was gonna do it a while ago. Okay, yeah. So you know what? Maybe you're right. I do. I'm gonna set up the paint or I'm gonna try to get some rest. You said the timing? Oh yeah. Well, it is 1:41 here, but I'm probably gonna be up tonight. And maybe I'm sounding sleepy too. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost 2 o'clock. Well, I am gonna go. I'm gonna go. I am gonna get some rest. Not go, but get some rest. Etymology. And now that I sound like that, I guess I will. So it's nice talking to y'all. Thank you very much. Um, Good night, everyone who's at diet. Thank you. Thank you. It was nice talking to you.